me guess.
Is there anything you do?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day, did the gods tear the sun from the... But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods was...
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me,
Certainly not. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock. the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means... there's
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
The girls here can have Otto and Gav and Gareth and Cole and all the rest. My heart beats for another. Now, if only Lady Taya would let me into the infirmary to see him.
All this fuss over a few dark clouds.
Here, Sid.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the Chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it'll set. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where...
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like.
Proper...
So what exactly do you need?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die.
I take it that's where I come in.
I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte.
All right.
Thank you kindly.
Just patch me up as quick as you...
Someone's brave. All right. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
Farewell.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman nothing. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. To me, boy!
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh?
That'll teach me for treating you like... All right, all right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about Gates.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see him.
It seems the hideaway's lost its...
Is a storm coming soon?
Ah, Clyde, were you able to locate...
We were indeed, Lawsman.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
Ah. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transfer?
About how she somehow...
Well, precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the Icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more... fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh. He's more than an ally. He's a... Yes, Your Majesty. Nice try. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. I should probably have brought a bucket. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. All done?
All this fuss over a few dark clouds.
All right there, sir. How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough. You're a gent, Sid. Right then. Let's get this contract. There we... The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favour.
There's no need.
Don't be... Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in.
What kind of...
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. But I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well,
that's the spirit. Leave it with... Well?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty.
We've received word that the displacement stacks have arrived safely in Canva. The rest is up to Mid.
The Akashic attacked us out of the blue, and there's no telling when they might be back. You'd best keep that sword handy, Sid.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Anything catch your eye? There you go. Thanks very much. There you go. Much obliged. That all, is it?
Martha.
And you, Clive.
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashik. What exactly happened?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but the rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, there's
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight.
I thought you'd never. Now, where I need you is the fall. Let the men know you come to help.
We're on our way.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place.
You are mistaken, my lord. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to... Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels! And they got wounded with them! They're not gonna make it!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two.
My brothers.
mad dogs along.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Sir Wade.
Lord Rossfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty. Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha! Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde. Feel like finishing the job?
Always.
Jill and I will make for Eastpool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow.
Mad dogs, the lot of them.
How do? There you go.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Just patch me up as quick as...
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, Sir Wade. Shall we? Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defended.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that...
My lord. Oscar, over here. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
Well, go on, then.
Yes. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
But I am a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are...
It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it. I will not let you down, Lord Rossfield. You or my uncle.
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts on the ground.
I saw it with my own eyes. A whole of oath.
If there are ghosts in the Royal Meadows, then why isn't there garrison? I can't do it. I can't.
The Lord.
We received the Dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a cat, they've taken so many.
A cat.
And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing.
Then we'll look for her there.
We could leave.
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the cap. What more would you have?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and in case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered. Or take...
She speaks the truth, you know. This here is the way.
What we have left is our...
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's... I'll have a word with him.
Ah, Clive.
It was a noble effort, but I thought you might still need some support.
I'd like you to consider... What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors.
Don't leave me, Pa.
You're a pikeman, yes?
I've got family in Moor. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow.
Leave that to us.
But my family...
It's all right. Give me your arm.
Did you see the
creatures? They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed...
It's all right. Just rest now. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
The two soldiers were carrying another.
It was all they could do to escape.
Come on.
Faster!
Clive, look!
I see them. With me!
Should I prime?
No. Save your strength.
There are always more.
Then we should let Isabel...
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones standing before me. Now, if you don't mind, I have sentries to post.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my... But it has solved one. And that's one fewer than I had this morning.
Sid. Oh, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill. Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies if we hire... And you cannot fill empty...
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid.
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos. And the markets have all but... The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can rely. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason... These are cursed skies, or an entire city.
We're still working on the skies. Perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil.
I hope so.
So? What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid, but if left to smolder.
My thoughts exactly. Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods,
And if there's one thing bandits like...
What would Sid the...
Well... he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all...
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will count, it may still be possible to make them doubt before presenting them with a third.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city.
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have Victor pay Conrad a visit. See?
As you wish.
Your face... Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say...
victory, Conrad. Ah, Conrad. May I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just... You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 200 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalimil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something. Ah, Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how...
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher. Then it is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, if our humble town is to endure.
All right, if it will help to protect... But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive.
She saw right through it.
No, I didn't say it was good. Merely that it... Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we...
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news. Both Conrad and Natalie have, with time...
Time no longer appears to be the luck...
I take it your scouts...
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for all.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole...
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Mistakes I concede are...
That is a lot of faith to put into...
Then it will be for us to see that they're...
I thought you might.
We'll hold them off for as long as...
And we will do this.
No women folk will come till days.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
They mean to overwhelm us. Nice try. To me, Flame!
Too slow.
My turn!
There's a good boy.
To me, boy!
That's better. Too slow.
The townspeople.
I don't hear any fighting.
That we should hurry.
Natalie, you did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved...
We all saved Dalek.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment. Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Lubo did well to bring Conrad and Natalie together. It's like herding cattle.
My reputation will be ruined.
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before...
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! Get... I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed.
Please. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of...
Radim! Get rid of the filthy...
Very good. Would you mind stepping outside for...
I'm sorry if I've caused you any
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning he's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased. Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You
want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalimil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.